Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX manual. Car is registered, if I can read it, SJ10YMC, and mileage is a relatively high 179,102 miles. The reason for doing this video is very simple. We do it on all our cars actually, but it's in particular for cars like this where there are a few issues which need to be known about before coming to see the car, because in lots of ways it's to be honest, to let you know, but secondly it's so you don't waste your time if it's those things will put you off. So going to go through them, and there's a few things, but first and foremost, engine starts instantly, settles to a completely smooth, even idle. It sounds sweet as a nut, even when you start it from cold and when you rev it and on the move. There are no warning lights on the dashboard for the engine or any other part of the car actually, so in that sense all is good. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car, by the way. Going through into the clutch and gearbox on the car, obviously the clutch has got wear in it, but actually it's smooth in operation, it bites well, so all seems good there. Gearbox, again, all the gears engage really nicely, there's no issues. They don't seem to really wear these things, but it's it's good, and I said all 6 gears select perfectly. Moving on to the steering chassis, so basically this is where if there's got any issues, and I'm being hard on the car by the way, but deliberately so, because this car has been sold very, very deliberately for good reason. It's sold as spares or repairs. Basically it's telling people before they come it will need work, definitely will need work. What it'll need we don't entirely know completely. It's just basically got, you can hear over rough surfaces a little bit of suspension noise, mostly I can hear from the front, and it's probably just drop links, but it may be more, it might be ball joints, might be that kind of stuff. A little bit from the back, probably less so from the back, but there is a little bit there as well. But on smooth surfaces like now, you can't hear anything. It's very, very smooth indeed. The steering again is good. As with age they do get a bit heavier and it's slightly more notchy in feel, but it steers well. There's no vibrations coming back to the steering wheel that I can feel anyway. I'm going to get out to the main road in a second so I can obviously do the brakes and everything else. What else can I think of whilst we're on the move here now? I press the parking sensor button. I think one of the sensors at least is out in the front, so that would need looking at if you wanted them working. The sat nav, rear camera, that's all working fine. Ventilation system seems to be working fine. I'm not convinced. It is cold, it's coming out of there, but it may just be the cold outside, because to be brutally honest with you, on this age of CR-V, more often than not, the CR-V, the air conditioning isn't working. It wasn't Honda's finest hour, but this one, they said it might be. Anyway, let's carry on. Just going to make sure no one's behind me, just give the brakes a little bit of a thump. So yeah, the brakes they're good, they're okay. They're a little bit rumbly, so they may need looking at before you do an MOT, because the MOT is due I think in June on this car. And it's definitely going to have something done to it. So what that's the thing, is we don't know what it might need, and we're not going to be checking those things out at the price, because when we say sold for spares or repairs, we genuinely mean it, because this car actually, for the price we're selling it for, is worth way more stripped down for the spare parts. But if someone wants to make it good and wants to spend a bit of money on the car, then it'll still be a very, very, very keen and well-priced car, because actually it drives really nicely. Driving now, there's no suspension noise. It feels tight on the road. As I said, I am being particularly hard on it, just for good reason. We just want to be honest with people. So what other things can I think of? I've got obviously electric windows, they all seem to work. So do the wing mirrors, electric wing mirrors, they power fold in. Whilst I'm sitting here, there is a chip in the windscreen. It's out of field of vision, it's over there, but so if you're going to be keeping the car, then you probably want to get that attended to. So sort of they put the little glue and resin into it, but it's miles over on the passenger side. It's not on the driver's side at all. So just going to spin around here. I mean, obviously the car could do with a good clean. We're not going to be cleaning it up. I don't want to sort of try and make something out of it that it isn't, by tidying up to give the impression of something different. But it's been well looked after. The leatherwork's good actually inside the car and the seats. They always wore well, these things. The only thing that didn't wear well was the armrest here. They always deteriorate. Very thin leather on there, and that one's no different, which I photographed in the advert. But that's it. It's going to need a bit of work. And as I said, if it puts some people off, that's right. It should put people off. But for those in the know, or those that sort of want to take on, a little bit of a project, but not a massive one, then that's the car in essence.